him one-on-one
huge military exercise. It's called Kakadu 1. And as Quentin Fogarty reports from Darwin, it's also a chance yet again for a taste of trans-Tasman rivalry.
The tertiary aim for us is to kill F-18s if we can, and not to get any kills against us. Man down procedures. If a guy has to get out of the aircraft, first thing we want to do is find out where he is.
It's a very well harmonised aircraft as far as the flying goes. It's fairly small though, and if the missions are quite long, then that cramped cockpit can be a bit nauseating sometimes.
These Skyhawk fighters truly represent the Anzac spirit. They once belonged to the Royal Australian Navy. Then they were sold to New Zealand and are now part of the Rnzaf's No. 2 Squadron. But in a strange twist, the New Zealand Squadron is currently based at Nowra in New South Wales under contract to the Australian Defence Force. While the Skyhawks headed off to do battle with the multinational fleet, we headed out to sea at a more leisurely pace, aboard a Navy Sea King helicopter. Our destination, the Singapore Navy missile corvette Vigilance. The Singaporeans are extremely wary of the media, and we were the first Australian news team ever to board one of their ships. This is certainly one way to keep curious reporters at bay. Vigilance is one of 2 Singapore Navy vessels taking part in Kakadu 1, an exercise that Australia's Maritime Commander, Rear Admiral Rob Walls, rates as one of the most important held in Australian waters.
We in the Navy see it as a large building block in terms of regional maritime cooperation.
Admiral Walls insists that the exercise is a two-way exchange of information and expertise, with the Australians benefiting as much as their Asian counterparts.
The Singaporeans, for example, with their missile-armed corvettes, know a great deal about surveillance in those very important straits, the Singapore and Malacca Straits, and they've got particular capabilities, particular professional attributes that we can learn from, that they have application for us, for example, in the Torres Strait area around Cape York and so on.
Our stay on Vigilance was brief but enjoyable. We survived a sustained air attack by Singapore Air Force jets before being transferred by sea to the pride of the Australian fleet.
We're on board Australia's most modern warship, the Melbourne, cruising about 170 kilometres west of Darwin. This is the first time that ships from Australia, Singapore, Malaysia, Hong Kong and Thailand have combined for an exercise in Australian waters. And it very much reflects the view of the federal government that Australia's future lies in the Southeast Asian region.
We need to take account of the fact that each of them have got a particular contribution that they make in regional terms, and each of them is important to Australia's security interests.
Meanwhile, the New Zealanders were further enhancing their reputation for low-level attacks.
If we can get out there and make it hard work for the operators on the ships, and getting away from their radar locks, and with them having to acquire us again, then that's giving them much better training than they would do if we just didn't react and they were able to track us all the way to the ships.
How does it feel to be attacked by New Zealand aircraft, that many of which were originally Australian aircraft?
Well, it's one of the odd things that we're doing at the moment. The New Zealand pilots are extremely professional, and they tend to give us a really hard time. They come in very low and very fast. So in the end, it really doesn't matter who's driving the aircraft. We've got to worry about them.
We're now coming back left to the east.
Who's winning at the moment? Have you worked out this Trans-Tasman thing? Who's on top?
Well, I mean, I'd like to think we are, of course. The aircraft, I'm sure, are flying back to their base, and no doubt the pilots will tell you, they flattened us and it was too easy, and they went and had a, quiet beer over lunch and celebrated. But the results are never entirely conclusive, but I'm pretty sure we're doing all right.
Top Guns in the top end, and who says Kiwis can't fly?